Yes.
Hey everybody, I'm Kurt Bowen, Director of Semilla Nueva, and today I wanted to tell you a little bit about pigeon pea seed selection. How do we choose the pigeon pea that we're going to use to try to get to 250,000 families in Guatemala over the coming years? So right now we're at Semilla Nueva's Experimental and Training Center. Over there you can see some tests beyond those bushes that we've been doing with all sorts of different varieties of corn. Over here, to my right, you can see a bunch of different tests that we've been doing with different soil conservation methods. That'll be a 5-year test. But what we're going to talk about today is pigeon pea. So as you can see here, we have a number of different varieties of pigeon pea. There's a lot of important things. If we choose the right seed, it can make the difference between how many pesticide applications farmers have to use. It can make the difference in terms of how high their yield goes. There's a ton of different important factors. And so I wanted to actually give you a tour today of the work that we're doing and why it's so important. So you can see here that some of the different varieties that we're testing actually produce a lot earlier. They're already in flowering, but they're a lot smaller, and as a result we'll probably have lower yields and lower amounts of biomass, which can be used for food for animals as well as for rebuilding soils. A number of the varieties that we have are in that smaller size bracket. You can see some of them just didn't really adapt too well to our conditions. Some of them did really well. But the ones that we're the most excited about are right over here towards the end. This right here is 554. It's been used in a number of different countries. And what's so cool about this pigeon pea variety is not only that it's incredibly high yielding and has natural resistance to pests, but if you look down here, that trunk, in another 2 months after it's being harvested, is actually great firewood. And deforestation is a huge problem in Guatemala, so that's another thing that we can use helping people get their own firewood. Also, this huge amount of leaves, that will fall to the ground, quite a bit of it, and actually is a natural fertilizer that rebuilds soils. What doesn't fall to the ground is great cattle feed. And so in Guatemala, in our region, between about December and May, a lot of people start losing cattle because there's just not enough feed because it's the dry season and everything looks like southern Idaho or Nevada or somewhere else. And so if farmers can harvest the pigeon pea that's growing off of this plant and then utilize the rest of it for cattle feed, that's another great use for it. So we're really excited for all the work that we're doing. We think that we can actually get some great varieties selected that'll be incredibly helpful, not just for farmers' incomes, but for their soils, for malnutrition, for cattle, for firewood and deforestation. It's a lot of different problems that we can solve with pigeon pea. And so now's our chance. We really hope that you'll support our campaign on Indiegogo. Thanks so much.